winter weather alert.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to a Thursday morning. Some thin spots in the cloud cover out there. So, yes, we'll get in a little bit of early morning sunshine before the clouds will thicken up. The whole front part of the day looks dry and quiet, but we have some weather headlines, some bullet points, if you will, so that we're all on the same page with what is about to unfold, because this is the last of the really mild temperatures here. So by the time we get into the afternoon, about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, into early Friday morning, we're going to see a cold front come in here with an area of low pressure. We call that system snow. We're going to pick up probably about 2 to 4 inches from that system during that time frame. The heaviest will be across our northern counties on the order of about 4 inches there. And then it transitions to a lake effect event from Friday night into Saturday morning. Along and west of US 131, we're talking an additional 3 to 6 inches during that time frame. And with that heavy lake effect snow and the windy conditions we're going to have, there's going to be blowing, drifting, reduced visibilities, probably whiteout conditions at times, and that wind is also going to drive the wind chill factors across the entire area tomorrow down to around or below zero. And then as we look at that same time frame east of US 131, that's where the lighter amounts of snow will fall. 2 to 4 inches from the system, but then lake effect doesn't reach all that far inland, but there may be another inch or two if you're east of US 131. We do have winter weather advisories that have been put on the map. They don't go into effect until 4 p.m. this afternoon. They stay into effect through 7 p.m. tomorrow for several inches of snow, especially along and west of US 131. Again, near whiteout conditions, blowing, drifting, wind chill factors tomorrow are going to be at or below zero. There's a couple of flakes and flurries right now on the radar between Chicago and Milwaukee. Frankly, those probably aren't even making it to the ground, but eventually that bigger system that's lurking out to the west will advance in here, but it won't happen until probably about 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon, just in time for your late afternoon and evening commute. As we look at our temperatures, we're fairly mild this time of the year, this time of the morning in the middle of winter time. Coldest one on the map for our areas that I own, at 21 degrees. And you could already see the beginnings of this Arctic air. You know, when I came on the air at 4:30 this morning, this was further to the north. It's starting and continuing to sink further to the south and east. It's only a matter of time before it gets here, because we're going to start to feel this tomorrow, and that's what's going to drive day after day after day after day accumulating lake effect snow, especially in those traditional lake effect snow belt areas that are along and west of US 131. Here's all the snow. You can see it. There's rain with this too. This is going to advance in here. There could be a brief time when we see a little bit of rain mix in with the snow at the onset of this, but I think most of it's going to fairly quickly transition over to snow as we get into the mid to late afternoon and into your evening hour. So for today, partly sunny skies this morning, but turning mostly cloudy through the day here. It's going to be breezy. PM snow will develop. We'll have our warmest high temperatures the last time we see this on the map for a while, up around 36 degrees and a southeast wind today at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. If you wanted to conceptualize this to see how it would look on a map, this is it. Out ahead of the cold front, breezy conditions today, dry right now through the first part of the day, but here's all the snow. Watch as we put this into motion. That advances in here just in time for the late afternoon and the evening commute. This drops a quick 1 to 2 inches. Once the system gets by us, behind it, another quick 1 to 2 inches, and then windy conditions overnight into tomorrow morning. And a lot of the forecast models don't necessarily do a great job picking up lake effect snow. This one's picking it up a little bit, but this will transition to lake effect, windy conditions, and then we're also going to see additional accumulations, especially along and west of US 131, as these little disturbances, these little troughs kind of rotate on through the area as we go right on into the day on Saturday. That coupled with Arctic air, that's what's going to keep the lake effect snow going. How much are we talking about? The lightest amounts, as indicated by the model, along and east of US 131 through this event, probably about 3 or 4 inches. But if you're from Grand Rapids or along 131 to the west, we're talking about 6 to 10 inches through about, we'll say, noon on Saturday before it starts to wind down a bit. Wind speeds are going to be another factor. These ramp up today out of the southeast at about 10 to 20 miles per hour with some higher gusts. They ramp up even more tonight and tomorrow. We're talking 20 to 30 mile per hour sustained winds with some 40 to maybe 50 mile per hour gusts at the lakeshore. You combine that with falling snow, you've got reduced visibilities and probably whiteout conditions. And the third component, not the least of which is the Arctic air, will be the feels-like temperatures of the wind chills. As we go into Friday, we are talking at or below zero. As we go Friday night into Saturday, we're still below zero. Even as we roll the clock through our Saturday night into Sunday morning, double digits below zero. Look at some of these that are not impacted by Lake Michigan Oregon, out in the northern plains and upper Midwest, they are about 40 to 50 degrees below zero. So this is something the Midwest, the plains, and the Great Lakes will share in this Arctic blast of air. 36 degrees today with that snow developing by the mid to late afternoon hours. And by the way, the 32 degrees that you see here occurs at midnight. That's the official high for the Friday time frame. By daybreak, we're sitting around 20 degrees. It continues to fall into the teens with wind chills down below zero and that snow falling heaviest along and west of US 131. And then you can see we are firmly entrenched in Arctic air from Saturday, Sunday, and beyond. If you want to read more about this and look at some of the maps I just shown, you can go to fox17online.com. We've got a full story posted there. Mike, Deanna?